And we are live. Welcome back to the Pistons Jack YouTube channel. Today we have our 14th subscriber only live stream. I think 13 of these have been in the off season, so we've been going strong since the end of the playoffs. We're about to finally exit August and we're a month closer to Pistons basketball. Off the top of my head, I think training camp is probably like 4 to 5 weeks away. And then our first preseason game, I believe, is on October 5th. So still a little bit of a wait, but we're getting much closer. And I feel like each week that goes by now, we can start to get a little bit more excited as our favorite team should be back on the court very soon. So for today's show, we have a fun one in store. We've got Zave, Devin, Maddie, Sarah all joining, and we may have a couple of extras. So it's going to be a full house tonight. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the latest on the Malik Beasley situation. That's really the main piece of news for the week. And then we are going to do, I have to shout out my man Pistons Talk. I was on his podcast earlier this week, and he set me up to do a Pistons Square or Pistons Grid task, which, as you can see on the right here, basically, once I bring up the crew, all of us are going to go through our most underrated, overrated. You can see all the squares here. Those were my answers from earlier in the week, so I will go over mine quickly, but I'm really excited for this. This is really tough to do for me. There's some interesting categories in there, but this should be a heap of fun. So we'll go for about an hour here, but appreciate everyone joining us on your Friday night. So let's get to the latest with Malik Beasley. So as of yesterday, there are 4 teams interested who have been reportedly interested in Malik. But before I get to those teams, there was an update. So last Friday or Saturday for myself, Malik was cleared as a target in the federal investigation. But we've later come to find out a few days later, there's an article from, I think, Front Office Sport that he's still a subject. So he's still a part of this investigation. Don't understand the law or the legal lingo too much, but essentially this is still a positive for Malik, but he's still tied in this investigation, and it is still something that is going to be, I guess, clouding over him for the foreseeable future. So I guess my takeaway from all of this is that this is why the only teams that have been interested in Malik, so there's been 4 teams. I've seen this reported by multiple people, but Jake Fischer yesterday reported that the Knicks, Cavs, that was early in the week, have shown interest. The Timberwolves and the Pistons are the 4 teams interested in Malik. Now, the thing to note here is that the Pistons are the only team of those 4 that can offer more than a veteran minimum. The Knicks, Timberwolves, and Cavs, I believe, are all heavily into the tax. They've all got very expensive teams, and they're all top 3, top 4 teams in their conference. So that makes sense. So the Pistons kind of have the upper hand in terms of what they can offer. We spoke about this, I think, last week. The Pistons can offer around 7.2 million with having Beasley's bird rights, I believe. So the thing is, and obviously there are other teams who can still offer Malik, like the mid-level exception, like, for example, the Pacers can offer him like 13.5. The Bulls, if for some reason they were interested, can offer him 14.5. But considering he still has this investigation, like I said, lingering around his name, I think for the moment, it kind of eliminates those teams, because I can't imagine a team wanting to invest their mid-level exception into a player that we still don't know the outcome of this investigation. So whilst the Pistons, Cavs, Timberwolves, and Knicks certainly could offer him a vet minimum, and I guess it is kind of low risk, it's still, to me, like, after the latest bit of news about how he's still involved, I still would be a little bit surprised if a team does sign him. It's quite confusing. I'd be keen to hear anyone's thoughts in the chat or when we bring up the crew here. But yeah, after the highs of last week, it's kind of come back a little bit to where I'm now on the fence as to whether he'll be on a team opening night, but hopefully we can get an update and he can be fully removed from this investigation. But yeah, it'd be interesting. If a team does sign him, of those 4 teams, the Pistons can offer the most money, like by a lot. Like I said, 7.2 million compared to a vet minimum, which is I think around like somewhere between 2 to 3 million. So Pistons can offer double what the Cavs, Timberwolves, and Knicks. Maybe he could get some more minutes with the Knicks. The Cavs are interesting because Max Strus, who I think was their starting 3, has a foot injury and he's going to be out for like 3 to 4 months minimum. So he could have a bigger role there than maybe at the Pistons. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. That's the latest I kind of have. My understanding's incorrect. Please feel free to let me know. But the Pistons of those 4 teams can offer the most money, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, there's some more news surrounding that case. But we're going to bring up, I can see Prince has joined now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 of us. So I've set this up so we can fit all 6 of us on the screen. So bear with me here as I get this set up. We got Maddie.
Yo.
Oh, okay. We've got.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
we've got everyone here. So I'm going to try fix this so we can see Sarah and Prince a little bit more. But maybe, Maddie.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Do you have any reaction to the Malik Beasley news? A different take? Anything of that sort?
Honestly, it's kind of disappointing to hear that he's not truly signable yet, according to the Jake Fischer article or whatever. But yeah, it's just a weird situation, honestly. Like, I don't even know how if the front offices know how to deal with this, just because it's so kind of unique and all that.
Yeah, it's. I think we were all very excited last week, and then this article that came out midweek just kind of like dulled that a little bit. But of all 6 of us up here, does anyone have anything to add to the Malik situation before we get into the grid game?
Just don't join the Knicks. Just please, for the love of God, do not join the Knicks.
Yeah. I would just say, I mean, Terry Rozier is technically still under investigation too. So if he can have an NBA career, Malik can also. And I get the maybe not wanting to take a risk. And for me, it benefits us more for depth or potential trade. So I'm just, it's kind of died down, like the excitement from last week, but I'm still waiting for the news. And I will be disappointed if he signs with someone else, honestly, a little bit. But I'm hoping for being excited.
Totally.
Yeah.
Devin, Prince.
I just think Malik, we can do some things. I hope he comes back. Yeah.
Sound a bit under the weather there, Prince. Are you a bit sick?
No, there's like this whole like virus going around in Atlanta, and it's like the whole south part of the United States is like sick. But I'm not sick. I just woke up though, so it's good.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm glad to hear. And Devin, how you been, my friend? I'm glad to have you back on the stream.
Good, yeah. Glad to be on here. I agree with everyone. I do want him back. I just don't want him going to New York. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's true.
I'm with you. Well, let's get into this grid game. The way we'll do this is I'll just say the category, and then maybe we'll just keep it. We'll go from right of screen and end up at Devin last. So we'll go Maddie, Zave, Sarah, Prince, and then Devin, just to keep some consistency here. But we'll start with, let's do most underrated. I think there's a few candidates here. And for those watching, this is for the current Pistons roster as of right now. So Malik Beasley won't be in any of these. And it's just the 14 rostered players, and I guess the two-way players. If someone has them, that'll surprise me. But Maddie, who would you say is your most underrated player on the Pistons roster currently?
For that one, I put Jaden Ivey. I just feel like his potential and all that, I just feel like he's super underrated for what he can actually do.
Love it. Love it. Save?
I'm going to have to go Isaiah Stewart. the media sort of portrays him as like a guy who can only fights, but nah, he's more than that. Way more.
100%. Yeah, I'm excited this season because I think we've got 16 nationally televised games. So hopefully people can start to see how good he is on defense, and he's not just this guy that looks for fights. But Sarah?
I put Ivy for outside fans, that don't really know him, and then Levert for our own fans who have kind of just don't see it as don't know his game, don't know what he brings. But I think we also forget that he was coached by JB, so I think that's a huge plus. So I'd say that.
Yeah, I had Karis LeVert for me as well, and I wasn't that excited for the signing at the time, but the more the off season's gone on, the more I've warmed to that, and I think the fan base as a whole is underrating him just a little bit. No one on this stream, but just overall.
Yeah.
But that kicks us to Prince with his husky voice.
Yeah. I was gonna say that Karis LeVert would be my one for the inside fans, just no, I was gonna say it was gonna be for the outside fans, but for the inside fans, I wanted to go to my Houston brother, Marcus Sasser. He's been my favorite for a long time, and I feel like he still hasn't got the props that he deserves. He's super great, and he has a high potential. I'm glad we didn't trade him away. Glad he's still on the roster, thank God.
I love it. This is good. We've all got pretty different answers. Devin, who's your most underrated player on the roster?
I also have Ivy. I feel like he's just been kind of disrespected this offseason. I feel like a lot of people are just being like, oh, just trade Ivy. Do not want that at all. Ivy's probably my second favorite Piston currently. I would say it's really close. He might be first, especially after this year, but yeah, I would say for sure Ivy.
Yeah, no, I love it. I can't wait for JR to come back. Well, like I said, I had Karis LeVert, but a couple of Jaden Ivies there, even a Marcus Sasser. We love it. Some very differing answers. Now, this one, we're going to jump straight into a hot topic here. Most overrated. And I probably should have sent my grid in because I couldn't pick a player. I just went, my most overrated thing was Asar Thompson needing a jumper to be successful. So I probably should have let you know it doesn't have to be specifically a player in their entire game. But Maddie, who did you have for this one?
This one was hard, honestly, but I ended up going with Bobby Clinton just because I don't know if he can make it at the next level, honestly. He seemed to be the most kind of clear answer for that for me.
That's fair. We were all very high on him after last summer league, but I think even he would admit his summer league wasn't the best. So no, that's fair. It's tough, but it's fair. Zave?
No, I can't pick this. I can't pick between. It's like choosing between my brothers, man. I can't pick. I need to hear everyone else's. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Sarah, I feel like this one would have killed you to do as well.
I put none. We're too young. We have, if anything, we'll get to it, but the most potential one was the one with the list so long that I came up with. And so how can we have an overrated player when they haven't even gotten started? So
I love it. And Prince, just before we jump to you, I just want to shout out Camille, Pistons Turkey on Twitter. Hi to everyone. Much love from Turkey. Can't wait to join you on a day when I'm available and let my excitement and broken English embarrass me. I'm sure your English is good, my friend. Very excited to have you on. Shout out to YouTube user. We'll get to some more comments later. But Prince, I actually think I know your answer to this, but I'm keen to hear it. And I know you won't hold back.
I think all the young players on our team are great. And I think I love each and every person on our Detroit Pistons roster. But if I would want to say anybody is overrated, it's my man Tobias Harris. I really don't like him. And I feel like, if anything, he could be better on all points of offense for me. But hey, maybe I'm just a young head. I'm not an old head. I haven't seen Tobias when I was 4 or 5 years old. Back in the Pistons were pretty mediocre. So hey, I'm just saying what's on my mind.
While I disagree, I respect that you're consistent with your Tobias takes. I have to respect the grind. Devin, who you got?
I also have Tobias. It was tough. This definitely was the hardest
no.
one. It's not because I hate Tobias. I love Tobias. He's definitely like one of my all-time favorites, but I just feel like he's very inconsistent. I feel like he just needs to, especially scoring-wise. I feel like for as long as he's been in the league, he could be a little bit better. But I do appreciate the like leadership, the fact that he brings. But I had to pick one, so I put Tobias. It was tough though.
Very fair. Very fair. I guess like most overrated as well. Obviously, it does sound like a very negative thing, but you know, some players can be a bit overrated by the fan base. It doesn't mean they're bad players. It can just mean like sometimes we're a bit more invested than what they're actually showing. But this one I feel like is going to be very quick. Best player on the roster. Obviously, I have Cade. Does anyone not have Cade? Maybe that's a better way to do this.
Cade.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe.
I would like
assuming
to
we've all
take
got Cade.
my stand and say that Asar Thompson, in like a good 4 years, just give him like 4 years, he's gonna be so crazy. I know, like I still think it's Cade, but I just know like if there were to be another player who has the highest peak, or if anything, I would say the best player on our roster in the upcoming future, if we don't have Cade, it would definitely be Asar Thompson for me. He has such a crazy potential, and it's like every time I think about it, I get more and more excited for the season.
I love it, Prince. Devin's just said he's got a call. Maybe that's him hiding the fact Cade's not his best player on the team, but we'll keep that open. We'll keep that open, and I agree. YouTube user, I feel like Tobias was huge for this team making a playoffs last year. So great comment from yourself. The next one, this might be another Tobias section, but worst starter. So I did have Tobias for this one. This was assuming that the starting lineups, Cade, Ivy, Asar, Tobias, and Jalen Duren. Maddie, who did you have?
I had Tobias as well. And that was honestly a hard one just because I feel like our starting lineup is pretty solid, honestly. And I don't know if you've seen Tobias summer runs or whatever, but he's been looking like Hoodie Mello out there, like making threes and stuff. But I picked Tobias. Just because I feel like the rest of the roster is just so young and can improve so much where, Tobias, he is what he is at this point. So,
yeah. Totally. Zave, have you got an answer for this one, or is this another one that was too hard?
I'm going to have to go to Tobias, but it's not in a bad way. Like, he brings his own role to the team just like everyone else. You got Asar on defense, Cade the ball handler, Ivy the scorer, and Duren at the rim. Each person brings something to the table, and it's just a good thing, honestly.
Yeah. I agree. Sarah?
I have arguments for two. I have Duren because he gets into foul trouble and because of his slow start last season. He made up for it. He acknowledged it. That's fine. But his foul trouble still is a thing. And then Tobias because he can be pretty hot or cold. So same reasons as everyone else.
I like it. JD getting some heat from Sarah.
Just a little bit.
No, his start last year was a bit scary. It was scary for a few weeks there where it was like, we really should have been starting Stu, but like you said, he turned it around.
Yeah, he was getting 2020 games.
Yeah. No, he definitely was one of the biggest improvers for sure. Prince, what do you got cooking down there?
I'm going to have to say JD. I mean, it's crazy coming from Prince's mouth that it's not Tobias Harris, especially with all of the heartwarming things I think about him. But I got to say JD. I feel like seeing JD start over Isaiah Stewart last year wasn't the best thing that the Pistons could have done. I feel like his foul trouble, I feel like that had to work, and the turnovers had to be done. And I feel like especially in the playoffs, it's like, we didn't have Isaiah Stewart, and it was really hard for him to step up in that starting center kind of thing. But I feel like he did improve it around the end of the season, like Sarah said. And I feel like, if anything, I do think Tobias Harris is better than him at that kind of level. Like, best starter, definitely. Well, worst starter won't be Tobias Harris for me, but rather it would probably be Jalen Duren. But I feel like next year definitely be Tobias Harris if he starts.
Yeah. No, totally fair. Devin?
I also have Duran. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Also have Duran. I agree with just what everyone else said. Just his kind of like inconsistency, his rough start last year. I think he definitely stepped up in the playoffs. Again, this was a tough one, but had to pick someone.
Yeah, no, I think that's it's definitely one of those two, Tobias or Duran. I think we're evenly split. I think there was 3 Tobias, 3 JD. It's interesting as well. Like I put Tobias as a worst starter, but like he's kind of in that starting lineup extremely important because you need his like shooting and the size and some of the rebounding, especially to make like Asar and JD work as a pairing on offense. So yeah, I think it just shows. I think that starting 5, and hopefully Ivy can come back and slide in really well. But it was obviously Tim Hardaway Jr. in there in the playoffs, but they were like the best starting 5. They only played 6 games, so the sample size is massive, but it worked really well. So maybe we'll go back around and start with you again, Devin, so we can get your take first up. Who's the funniest player on the team?
I got Cade. I just thought the "Don't touch me" that I'm sizzling was hysterical. I just think I think he's funny, but he doesn't really try to be funny. So to me, like it was tough. It was either him or Asar. Honestly, I feel like Asar has a really good humor.
Yeah, great picks, Prince.
That's a really hard one. I do remember that "Don't touch me, I'm sizzling" because I couldn't hear him at first because I was there. I was on like the thing, but then he was over there with Malik and he was like, "Oh, don't touch me, I'm sizzling." And then my dad showed it to me in the car. I was like, "How could I have missed that?" But if anything, I would say, unfortunately, I don't know if he's on a roster right now, but Malik Beasley, I feel like he was so funny. It's like to the shimmy, to bringing the freaking the speaker in the pre-game. I thought that was super funny. And then dancing, and I feel like the whole team had a huge sense of humor, and that's what really bonded the team. But I feel like if anybody, the vibes guy, the funniest dude was definitely Malik Beasley for me.
Yeah, I think if Malik was on the roster, we probably might have all had him down. We just couldn't put him on. But no, 100% agree with you, Prince. Everyone seems to have a great sense of humor. Like even someone like Lindy Waters, who came later in the season, like he seemed to have a good sense of humor. They all just got along so well. But Sarah, who did you have down?
I picked Ron because he's hilarious. That he squares up with people. The preseason game last year where he just held onto the ball. It was so funny. Like he just cracks me up. And some of the videos I see, his reactions to things, like when they filled, was it Bobby's car with popcorn, and he was just in disbelief. I think Ron is so funny. Even it's like his posting his weight on Instagram. It's just funny. I think it's adorable and hilarious. So.
I had Ron too, but then I backtracked and then I actually changed it to Cade. But I originally had Ron because he makes me laugh the most with like him squaring up, the fights, the texts, but then he's funny, like the dancing. Like I just thought Ron overall like kind of made me laugh the most. But I do agree with what Devin said. I think Cade, no, like he almost doesn't mean to be funny sometimes, but he just is. But Zave, who did you have?
I actually had Tobias for this one.
I did not expecting that. I love it.
Yeah, and like to me, that's just what brought the whole team together. And like, do you remember that whole Bucky's trip?
Yeah,
the whole team went to Bucky's. Like him and Tim Hardaway Jr., they seem to be the ones enjoying it the most. And that was just funny to me.
I love it. I love Tobias. A lot of Tobias Harris early on. This is good. Maddie?
I went with Cade as well, just because I felt like he had a lot of good moments last year. The funny Marco interview, the commercial he did with Drewski during the All-Star break, I thought was really funny. And then I don't know if anyone saw, it was like him and Giannis had an interaction when Cade was at the free throw line. That was probably the funniest moment of the season.
Yeah.
So I definitely went with Cade.
Great picks. But it's a funny team. A lot of I even think sometimes Jalen JD's low key kind of funny, but there's heaps of good pick. So, no, that's a fun one. All right, another tough one. And this is a bit like the most overrated one. I'm going to tell you my answer for this first because I kind of dodged it a little bit. But most annoying, when Anthony from Pistons Talk sent me this, I'm like, are you trying to set me up and get me in trouble here? But most annoying, what I came up with, this one took me the longest, but I said Jalen Duren's motor from October to December in 2024, when he was just like, the effort would just come and go. I said that was my most annoying, frustrating thing. So I'm sure some of you probably picked a player, but if you want to change on the spot while we're going through this, you can pick something like that. So, Maddie, unfortunately, we're going to go to you next, so you don't have much time to change. But what did you have, or who did you have?
I went with Paul Reed, just because we need a 7-footer. Like, why isn't he 7 feet already? I don't get it. But yeah, that one was a tough one to answer, honestly. It really was. Because the team is likable. It really is.
Yeah. No, I said to Anthony, because he made this grid, I think, for like after the worst season of all time. So there probably was a lot more annoying things to pick.
Yeah, I was even thinking in past seasons, this would have been easy, like to find an answer for that. But it is hard right now.
Oh, I'm sure there would have been a certain coach pop up a fair bit with most annoying. But Dave, who did you have?
I didn't really have anyone, to be honest. Like, I was a bit concerned like you, but now that you mentioned JD's effort, I reckon that's got to be it for me.
Yeah, it was really frustrating because we saw how good he was from like 2025 onwards. So, no, great pick, Sarah.
It kind of relates to whoever had him for, I think, most overrated, but Klintman only. And I'm not annoyed with Klintman. I'm annoyed that like we haven't seen anything from him. Like he was finally healthy this preseason and he gave us nothing. So that's more annoying part. It's like we're like, oh, look, maybe Klintman will be our backup 4, and then he did not give. He didn't prove himself. So that was annoying to me because I want him to succeed, but hasn't yet.
Yeah, his summer league was definitely frustrating. I think it was that third game against the Timberwolves, maybe, where I was like, "Oh, this might be the worst I've ever seen Bobby play." Unfortunately, Prince,
Cade's turnovers. I think
great pick. That's an amazing pick.
I just think that Cade and those turnovers and like the middle of the season, like it was bad. It was really bad, and I feel like as a whole, our team never being able to close out a game, that really, really sucked. And I feel like through everything, I feel like we need to come together as a team like this off season and try to find a way that we can actually like focus on closing out games, because I feel like we had the game and it was even in the playoffs. It's like you can't fold in the playoffs like that. If anything, you need to learn how to close out a game. But that was for me.
No, that's the closing out. I think that was the storyline to start the regular season. They would get leads and then they'd lose them. And then I think they got better a bit in the regular season. But then, like you said, in the playoffs, like maybe just before we get Devin's answer here, which blown lead hurt the most? I reckon it might have been that game one in New York, where it was like, did they score like 25 in a row?
It was insane. Like the run they went on, I ended up turning the game off. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That was
because we were up.
Right.
We went by like double digits and
points.
then. Yeah. The game 6 one was pretty tough as well.
Yeah, that was
great. That was crazy. But great picks there, Prince. And Devin, what annoys you the most?
I kind of also have a cop-out answer. Very similar to Prince. I just put turnovers. Just turnovers in general, not even just Cade. Just so many like empty possessions that we had. What was like really frustrating to watch all year, even like in person. So that's definitely the most annoying. No one player though.
Totally. No, they're good picks. It's hard to pick a player. Devon says here, back to the funniest thing. Funniest thing was Tech being mad he's not getting playoff minutes. I was a bit surprised by that, but I can understand that. If you obviously want to play. And then Camille says here, funniest thing was Ron and Clarkson's fake fight. That was hilarious.
They were squaring up.
Yeah, that was so good. Okay. We'll start with you again, Devin, for most potential on the team. Who did you have?
I had Ivy for that one, just because I feel like he's not really fully developed yet, and just because we didn't see like an entire second half of his season, and we didn't get to see him in the playoffs, unfortunately. I think definitely Ivy, just because I feel like he can be even better, kind of like how K just keeps getting better and better each year. I feel like Ivy's going to have a similar path.
Totally. Prince.
I definitely think 89 is gonna have the big potential, the biggest potential. But I feel like we really, really need to start making a conversation on Ron Holland. I feel like his potential is out of this world, and I feel like him just making plays and being intellectual, like the basketball IQ is out of this world. Like I've been watching Ron Holland highlights, and I feel like he's two steps ahead everybody else on that court, or at least every other defender. And I feel like he's really smart when it comes to those things. So yeah, I want to say Ron Holland.
Love it. Sarah.
Really any of the young guys, but I was thinking Dennis Jenkins and Chaz Lanier, because I feel like Dennis just needs more NBA minutes, but he really just have potential to be our backup point guard. And then Chaz as well, I think just getting used to the team, he could come out and be a way hotter shooter than he was in preseason.
I love it. We had Zar Dawes, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, with some Dennis Jenkins love as well, some Go Pistons. So I wasn't expecting either of those two to be picked, to be honest. So I love the pick there, Sarah. Zave?
I'm probably just going to have to go with Ivy. To me, just seems like he can be a more complete player to me. So,
yeah. Love it. Maddie, who's got the most potential?
I think I agree with Prince on this one. I'm going to have to go with the twin. Like Cade said, he's just not like us. Like the way he moves, the way he can jump and all that, I just feel like sky is the limit for him, honestly.
Love it. All good picks. I think the fun thing is, like, you could honestly pick 5 or 6 guys here. I actually had Cade. But like I think maybe I interpreted it a bit different. But you can pick any one of 5. I mean, Sarah's even got Dennis Jenkins. So no, all very good picks. I think that's why we're all so excited about this team, to be honest. On the flip side, most wasted potential on the roster right now. So I had Marcus Sasser, because I think when you look at the players the Pistons have added this offseason, and if they do get Malik Beasley, it just continues to push Marcus back in the rotation, particularly Ivy back. He'll play some backup point guard. And, of course, Karis LeVert. Like, I still am a big believer in Marcus. Like, I feel like he could be like a Lou Williams type. Like, I know like Lou Williams had some struggles in the playoffs, but like he just has so much scoring ability to me. But I think it's kind of wasted on the Pistons because there's just not the minutes for him. But Maddie, who did you have for that spot?
I had the same. I had Sasser just because, like, for all the reasons you mentioned, like, there's just really not room for him to shine on this team right now and, really get the role that he deserves. So, yeah, I just feel like he's probably the most wasted. And honestly, we do have better guys in front of him. So I get it, why he can't break the rotation like he should. But, yeah, that was my answer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe Sasser does have the most wasted potential. But to me, I feel like this season he has the chance to redeem it. Obviously, with Schroeder gone now, I feel like he's a better pick for that backup point guard spot. So, yeah, I'm very keen on him this season.
I hope it is tough to see how he gets those minutes, but I would like even last season. I feel like when he did get minutes, he was awesome. Like, and I'm sure there'll be injuries and stuff that open up a spot for him. But yeah, if he can have a big training camp, like you said, Zay, if he could potentially get into that rotation. But Sarah, who did you have?
I couldn't pick this one because, again, they're all young guys. We haven't seen their potential. But I like your arguments for Sasser. It makes sense because it's not that it's his potential. It's more of like the team, like what he can do for our team. So, and I really like Sasser. I'm a big fan of his. And last year was the least we saw him, I mean, compared to the year before. But like you said, he played awesome. So I hope that they do find a role for him. And if we have depth, it just means, not everyone has to play long minutes. So hopefully he can get out there and do what he does.
Nice. Prince, who we got?
I got this assassin, and I
Yeah.
feel so bad for him. And I feel like Dennis Jenkins is not better than my boy Marcus Sasser. I do want to say that Jaden Ivey, of course, is, but I feel like he should at least be point guard 3. I mean, he's going into his third year, so I feel like with him, it's just like it's sad to see how he doesn't get like the props that he deserves because he's so great and he has such a high potential for me. But if anything, I feel like we definitely got to see him a lot in 2023, which was a blessing. But if anything, I feel like maybe this team is not for him, but I still want to keep him around, you know?
Yeah. All valid points. Devin, is there
I
anyone
agree with-
wasting away?
I agree with everyone. I also have Sasser. Just kind of like what you said, like just not having the minutes for him just because we have so many guards. I remember watching his first summer league when we first got him, and I was super impressed with him. I think he is great, and he's one of my favorite players. Just not really a lot of like minutes for him, unfortunately.
Yeah. And Zardoz ask here, is JB or Langdon comfortable with Sasser? He doesn't get a lot of run. I think it purely is just like a minutes thing. And maybe they weren't comfortable with him being the backup point guard. Like they tried that a little bit last season. But obviously they went and got the more experienced guy in Dennis Schroeder to help run the team. So maybe they're not as comfortable with him as a backup point guard, but I think it's also just a product of positional overlap and not enough minutes. But the next category, I think this will be another quick one. Best passer on the team. Did anyone not have Kay Cunningham? The head shake. So Kay, last season, I think was 4th in assists with 9 a game. He was 2nd or 3rd for most of the season. Just tailed off there a little bit towards the end, but maybe for this category, was anyone surprised to see him average that many assists? Because I think prior to that season, he was around like 6.5, maybe 7. All right. No one was surprised.
No, honestly, I won't be surprised if he leaves the league this season. Honestly, like I think he should definitely be up there, like by number 1.
Yeah. Maybe let's all give a prediction for how many he averages a game. I'm going to say he probably still is around like 9.5, to be honest.
I think he could clear 10. I think he could get around 10, a little over 10.
Yeah, I'm with Matty. He can definitely average a double-double for sure.
I'm gonna still say 9 because we also need his shooting, so I think he'll say around 9. Like Trae Young didn't really. I mean, he can shoot, but he really got in there with the passes, so that's how I feel.
I think he's definitely, that's going to make him go up in MVP voting. I feel like his assists are just going to bring him up there, you know? So I say 10.
I'm also 10. I think he's one of the best playmakers in the league. And with Duncan Robinson and his shooting ability, and I think just also Ivy being back, assists there, I think definitely double digit.
Yeah. Love it. We're all around that 9 to 10. I've got another couple of easy categories here, I feel like. But I had Asar Thompson as the best perimeter defender on the team. Maybe Devin, who did you have?
Same. Asar. Just sorry.
Anyone different?
No.
Definitely SR.
Yeah, sorry.
You could see Karis LeVert making an argument for that this season, I feel like.
I agree.
I like it.
I'm hoping that last shot of the season, I'm hoping that really just set a fire in Asar, honestly. Like I think he's gonna come back from that like crazy. And the fact that this is his first off season to actually put in work, I expect big things from him, honestly, next season.
I love that. I forgot about that shot for a second.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that one and the Darius Garland one. Like those are ones that are really going to set a fire in him.
He's sad.
Well, let's go to best interior. I think it had best rim protector on the team. I had Isaiah Stewart. I'm wondering if we have some differing opinions, but maybe we'll start. We'll go with Maddie and go round on this one.
Yeah, I went with Beef Stew as well. He's just like the numbers speak for themselves. He's just like he's an elite rim protector, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's
definitely
beat
the
you.
big dog.
Yeah.
Definitely the big dog for me. Let the stats show he's a better rim protector than Wemby. Hear me out. Let the stats show he's a better rim protector than Wemby. All right.
There is some crazy numbers that show he is. Sarah.
Yeah, he led the league for a while too. So can't really say anything else. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I got Stu. I think Stu, it's nobody really on our team except JD kind of that can match that same level of rim protection. So I got Stu.
Same. Also Stu. I think it's not even close.
I think I will. Yeah, no, I will. Like Camille here says, Stu is the best interior defender because he's the only interior defender. I will give JD some. I think JD got when Asar was back. He got a bit better at protecting the rim and the block numbers were better. Yeah, he kind of is the main guy for now. Back to Maddie's point about maybe us needing another 7-footer, but maybe that's a trade deadline thing. Moving on. I think we're all going to have the same one again, but most athletic on the team. Devin, who do you have?
I kind of cheated. I have two, actually. I have Asar/Ivy. Just because I feel like Ivy's just so fast, and I feel like that takes a lot of athleticism. His dunks are crazy, his passes. But Asar's obviously just a freak of nature, him and his brother. So I got Asar and Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I have Ron. I feel like Ron, the way he gets up and down the court super fast and how he makes sure he fights for rebounds, and that's over like 7-footers, and he tries to shoot. Maybe not so it's not always gonna go in, but he tries, and I feel like his athleticism as a whole, just for our team, it's out of this world. So I do want to say overall, I would say Asar Thompson, but I feel like working wise in that athleticism category, I definitely say Ron.
Yeah, I had Asar overall, but I had Ivy with his speed, and then Ron too with his breakaway dunks. When he gets a breakaway dunk, he likes to be fancy with it, and you got to have good stamina to fight all the time. So I feel like he has that too. His youth adds to it, his athleticism, but yeah, definitely Asar, and I think we'll see way more of it this year post blood clot. So
for sure.
Yeah, definitely a soft for that one, but I reckon JD, he's got some pretty good athleticism, especially for his size. So, yeah.
Yeah, RJ agrees with you. JD is crazy. Like, I can't believe he's 21. Like, it's actually, I just don't know what genetics that man has, but they're ridiculous. Like, he's a massive human and he's very athletic as well. But Maddie, who do you have?
I got the twin. I really want to see him in the dunk contest this year, honestly. I'm hoping he does it.
Asar and a man in the dunk contest?
That's what I was going to say. I think that would bring the dunk contest back, honestly.
It really would. It's been, I normally don't watch it, I'm not going to lie. But has there been a good one since? I think it was 2016 with Zach LaVine and Aaron. There hasn't been one that's been that good, has there?
I mean, it's been that same.
Mac McClung, he does like good dunks, but it's like they gotta drag him from the G League 3 years in a row just to add something to it. So
yeah, no, the twins coming back, bring the dunk contest back would be awesome. Because I think I had Asar as well. I think him and Aman are like kind of the two best athletes in the NBA. Sorry, Prince.
No, I wanted to say one of my most disappointing things to see in this season was, what's the name? Asar on a fast break dunk, and he's just regularly dunking it. He's not giving it no like spice, nothing. Now, if it was Ron, it would have been different. But here he goes. He goes up, and he has so much space, and he just 2 hands, 2 feet.
I know what you mean.
I think my favorite dunk from him this season is the one when we were facing the Bulls, and he dunked on Matas Buzelis, And
Yeah.
he literally just like floated right over the top of him like he wasn't even there, basically. Like it was crazy.
There was a game where Cade had like 4 assists right in the first few minutes, and they were all Asar dunks. I remember I forgot who it was against, but it was towards the end of the season, and it was just nuts. They just kept linking up.
There was also the off the backboard one. I think that was against the Timberwolves. That was insane.
Yep.
There was also one in there as well that didn't count. I think it was just before the half, but Cade was on the baseline and he threw it up, and Asar just like, it looked like a video game, like on 2K when it glitches and the player just like slides across really quick. It was insane. But yeah, no, I'm back to what Prince said. Asar definitely does sometimes just not give us a lot when he's wide open. Like, I don't think I've really seen him do a windmill or anything. He normally is like two-handers. So
He's a humble
He's
guy.
just a guy.
Just
Yeah.
a humble
Asar, if you're watching this, get a bit more pizzazz on those dunks for us. But best
Make sure you
handles on the
make 'em.
team. Yeah. Best handles on the team. Maddie.
This was a tough one, honestly. I think it'd be kind of a tie between Cade and Ivy for me. I know they both struggle with turnovers and that, but I both think, they did, especially like, Cade, he's got some decent highlights crossing people over and all that. So I'd probably go with Cade for that answer.
Yeah. Nice.
I reckon in terms of best handles, you probably have to go Cade. But like, if you're looking for someone to keep your handles tight, like that's when you go to Ivy or even Sasa, maybe.
Yeah. I had Cade and Sasa, so I'm with you on the Sasa thing. I think Cade's handle got better last season. If you had asked me before last season, I probably would have said Sasa. But yeah, there's a few candidates. Sarah?
Yeah, I picked Sasser. He's just fun to watch. I think it's also just his height and everything, and he just goes fast. I like his handles the best. And then Isaiah Stewart on Evan Mobley.
Yes.
Greatest player of the season.
That was crazy.
I love
crazy.
that. I just love the reactions. I hope he does more of that. He must have really been feeling it or wanting something to get going to do that. So I loved it.
That was crazy.
That was
so
your
good.
DPOY NBA. That was your DPOY.
Yeah. And he made the shot wasn't easy. I think he had to use his left hand. That was crazy.
Had to use the charge up.
That was crazy. Prince best handles.
I gotta give it to this assassin. I think he has the best bag work in our entire roster. I feel like Ivy, you can make conversation with Cade and Ivy. I feel like their bag work is crazy, but Marcus Sasser, seeing him with these handles, and he doesn't even have to use them. He just used them for fun, and then still gets up there and then finds a way to shoot. It's crazy. So I feel like his bag work is insane, Marcus Sasser.
Yeah. No, I like it. Devin?
Also Sasser. I feel like he just very rarely makes mistakes with turnovers. I know he doesn't, obviously play a ton of minutes, but I feel like even if he were to play 25, 30 minutes, I feel like he would very rarely turn the ball over. I think he's a very smart decision maker too.
Yeah. It's a good point because, Cade and Ivy are pretty turnover prone. I know some of them more from their passing, but I think Sasser's handle is pretty reliable. All right, best shooter. I know who we all would have had last season, but he's not on the team right now. Devin, who's the best shooter on the Pistons as they currently stand?
I got Duncan Robinson. Just watching just his highlights and watching the few Heat games that I did watch last year and just knowing about Duncan Robinson. He's a Michigan guy. I'm a Michigan guy, so definitely from that. I think he's just crazy. I think he's pretty equal to Beasley. I think he's definitely going to be top 2, 3 in threes made this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had Duncan too, I assume. Sorry, Prince, I assume
you're good.
You're going to have your Wolverine as well.
I got my maize and blue blood. Oh, what's the name? Duncan Robinson. I think he's crazy. He's actually insane, and that national championship run was insane too. So I think he's definitely the best shooter on our team.
Yeah, just to add to that, I'm pretty sure he shot last season over 40% on guarded threes where someone's defending him. So, yeah, he's a pretty crazy shooter. Sarah?
Yeah, I had Robinson, just great with the catch and shoot. I also considered Sass just because he can be like the microwave. He can come in and give it, when he had his off games, he was off, but usually he was on. So to trust him to come make those threes. And he had some good mid-range shooting this season too. So I would say, yeah, Robinson or Sass.
Yeah. Dave?
Yeah, no, I had Duncan Robinson, but I also did kind of have Ivy there. I mean, during the short season he played before he got injured, he shot like over 40%, and I was just, that's improvement,
Oh, it's a great call. And he did that on like 5 attempts as well. Like it was, I think the 5 games prior to him getting injured, he was shooting like 60-something% from 3, which obviously he wasn't going to hold that for the whole season, but his jumper improved a lot from 3. So good shout for Ivy there. Maddie?
I'm going with the Junkyard Dog. I agree with everybody else. He's going to be big this season, honestly.
That goes hard.
I think that's going to stick. Once the season starts, and we're going to make sure you get all the credit for that, because I haven't seen anyone else say that. But I think that's
Heat fans gave me that nickname, so.
Yeah. Told me that. Well, we're going to say you started it, at least in the Pistons community.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going Duncan Robinson. Multiple seasons with over 200 three-point pointers. I think his best season, he made like 270 or something like that, which is pretty impressive. But I'm going with the Dunkyard Dog on that.
And I'm pretty sure. So Camille says he made 7 threes in a finals game. I think that was back in the bubble. So no, he's definitely a big shot maker in some big time games, and I think he broke the record for threes made on the Heat. Franchise record against the Pistons. It was that game where Bam Adebayo hit the game winner 2 seasons ago. So
I was there.
Bit of history there against his. Oh, were you at that game?
Yep, sure was.
Oh, that's crazy. What's the Garland game winner? Because that reminded me of the Bam one. Was that last season or the one before?
Last season.
Last season.
Was it like, it must have been early in the year, because it feels like ages ago. But
I
they
remember,
were very similar shots.
We were down 9 points, and Cade just went crazy. 3-pointer, and then he got fouled on 2 3-pointers, and he scored 9 points to tie it up. And then Garland hit that game winner, man. I shut off the tee. I was so mad.
Me and my dad have a reaction video. I recorded a video with my phone, and I was like, all right, here we go. There's no way. And then it went in, and I was like, is that game?
And Blaha just goes,
so
wow.
Mad.
Like, he didn't know what to say.
You know what? I actually have 3 different videos from my dad getting the 5th draft pick 3 times and him going crazy. And he's like, oh my God.
That's actually just giving me an idea. Does everyone here have like reactions to Pistons things? Because if you do, I might do a post on it. I'll be like,
yes.
Like, if you're comfortable, send me the videos and what it was in reaction to, because I'll have the video, then I'll put like some info on it to show like what it's a reaction to. I think that'd be cool. That's something I want to do this season as well. Like if the Pistons, like remember the night Cade hit that buzzer beater, like if I could get everyone's reaction together and just have like a swipe through, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I wish I had one with the Ivy one. I was going crazy. Like when that happened.
The Sacramento, yeah.
I
wish I had thought of these.
I was just like, I could not believe it.
I thought we were going to lose that game, and I was just kind of watching it on my phone at the side. And I remember like Ivy makes the shot, gets fouled, and I just look at my wife. I'm like, Ivy just tied the game. He's going to the free throw line to win it. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Well, I was watching it with my girlfriend Andy, and like I was like sooking it up. I was like, nah, it's done. Like I'm turning it off. And then she was being positive. She's like, no, just watch it. Like, so we watched it, and I was like, what? That was like the craziest ending for me. Like, Cade's buzzer beater was awesome, but like I just did not expect us to win that Kings game.
I was on the NBA app a couple of days ago, and I was so surprised I didn't make the top 20 buzzer beaters. I was like, that was insane.
They haven't made top 100 plays. It's crazy. Like, did they forget about the Pistons? Like,
I know Cade was on there. That Cade one in Miami, I know that one was on there.
Yeah, that made it.
Every other else one that we had that was like insane. It was like they didn't have us on there.
We had so many close games. That's crazy, the 4-point play. How often do you see a 4-point play game winner? And like to hit the free throw as well, underrated, pretty clutch. So yeah. Well, that's something we're definitely gonna do this season is get people's reactions up. I wish I had thought of this last year, but yeah, there's so many close games last year, even Ivy against the Raptors. So we've got 2 more categories here. We've got best in the post. So obviously the post isn't something we see used a lot anymore, but I might start with you, Devin. Who do you have?
This one was kind of tough. It definitely took me a minute or two to really think. I put Cade just because of his decision making in the post, and his fadeaway this year. I feel like was really good, and just like he's really good going to the basket too. So I got Cade in the post.
Yeah, no, Cade. Yeah, he's one-handed. His hook shot last season was crazy. It's one of his like go-to moves. So definitely a good pick there, Prince.
Yeah, I got Cade. Like, I just feel like I really don't have anybody else except a little bit of Ivy and maybe some Dennis Schroeder. I feel like Dennis Schroeder really got to his spots, but for me, it's Cade.
Yeah.
I did not understand the question because I thought defense. Because
Well, that's okay.
I thought defense. So I thought Duren, only because, I mean, Stu is obviously great, but Duren, there's some guys that back out of the post once they get there and they see Duren, you know. So I chose AD.
Great pick. Save.
I actually had Tobias for this one. I mean, to me, he just seems like the I saw Prince's phrase down the bottom there.
I had Tobias as well.
Yeah, he's actually he's actually the player you most see in the post for the Pistons. And he's really good with it as well. I gotta give him credit.
Yeah, he is. So just to back you up there, Dave. So I had Tobias 1A and Cade 1B because Tobias has been good in the post now for much of his career. And he was the most efficient player in the post for the Pistons. I'm not going to hit you all with some advanced numbers, but yeah, Tobias, that's why he was number 1 for me. Because Cade was close, but I was like, Tobias has just been doing it for longer. Maddie?
I actually went with Duren on this one. I know I recently saw like a graphic. I think it was on Twitter, and it was basically best scorer from each part of the floor, and Duren led the league from under the basket. So I ended up, I went with Duren.
The JD's definitely as well, like his footwork and stuff, he's improved a lot too. So all good picks there. The last category, best role player. So I'll just quickly explain mine, and then maybe we'll go to you, Maddie, to wrap it up. So I said Stu because I think like he's literally just bought 100% into his role in being like a backup big man. Like, whereas I feel like some of the other players on the bench or role players, I don't know, it's not fair to say this, but I feel like someone like Ron and Karras and that are all like aspiring to be probably on the like starters. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why I picked Stu, because I think he's fully like to the definition bought into being a role player, and he's like probably the best backup big in the league off the top of my head.
So I went,
Maddie,
I went with Sasser on this one just because his ability to stay ready and basically play anytime he's called upon, you know, whether he knows he's playing or not, he comes in and he always does his job. So I ended up going with Sasser.
Yeah. Nice.
I remember Stu on this one. It's what he does on the court, but also off the court that makes me feel like he's the best role player. So, yeah.
Great pick. I agree.
I thought a little bit outside the box because Stu, I just feel like he's such an impact that's like obvious, you know. I picked Paul Reed because he, especially in the playoffs, came in and, you know, did his job, did more than his job, did full court pressure, got steals, you know, shot threes. Like, I think Paul Reed played his role very well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, that Paul Reed, I can't even forget about that. That is an extreme playoff performance, and I feel like I'll never forget that. That was crazy. I feel like Paul Reed never gets his props for that kind of help that we needed. But hey, I'm glad Paul Reed was bring up. But if anything, I want to say probably Paul Reed. Yeah, I feel like that was like insane how he just got up there during the playoffs and it was just like he was doing everything that he could. That was amazing. That was an amazing performance and a great answer from Sarah. So yeah, I go with Paul Reed.
Do you remember, speaking of Paul Reed, I was watching must have been game 2 playoff highlights. It's kind of what I do each week. At least one time I'll watch the playoff wins. And do you remember that block he had on Cat when Cat was shooting a 3 and Paul Reed just came out of nowhere and like
Yep.
I've never seen someone like as B-ball Paul, like he's short for a center, but he's still like 6'9". Like he just like came out of nowhere. He's like got really quick reflexes. So
For a big guy,
he
he
does.
dives on the floor. Like he
Yeah.
goes to the ball and he's huge. Like, I remember Cade pulling him up and like giving him a pat on the back, like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's like ultimate hustle guy and he's really good at getting steals and everything like that. But Devin, final answer for the day. Who's the best role player on the team?
I got a different one. I got Karis LeVert.
I'm a huge Karis LeVert fan. Already bought a jersey of his.
He's really?
I did, yeah. The second it was on the store.
Wow.
Didn't even know they were out.
Yep, they're on the team store. I think
that he is going to fit his role really well. I feel like he's going to accept his role, and I think he's going to be a lot better than people think. I'm huge up on Karis LeVert, so I think he's going to be.
Love that. Well, hey, look, he was my most underrated. I think he could be a player that, because I feel like when the Pistons signed him, the reaction from what I saw was like pretty like underwhelmed, but I think he can definitely be a guy that everyone comes to love pretty quickly. So that's all our answers. Great job, everyone. I think we had some very different answers in there. That was fun. I'm trying to think which one shocked me the most, but everyone did a very good job. So thank you for coming up with those answers because there's some tough ones in there. So if anyone's mad, go to Anthony at Pistons Talk because this is his game. He's the one that showed it to me, so don't come to me. Go to him. But no, that was really fun. I guess to wrap it up, before I let you all go, it's August 30th for me. We're about to be in September, like I was saying. We're actually getting kind of close to training camp. How are we all feeling about the team and where do you see them finishing in the East right now? And you can drop a record prediction. Maybe we'll start with you, Maddie, and go around once again.
I'm feeling pretty good about the team right now. I feel like we got a pretty solid rotation, a lot of decent players in their positions. I feel like all the young guys are going to come back better. So I feel like we'll probably improve by a few wins. I don't expect a big jump, like last year, obviously, but I think they'll finish between about like 45 and 48 wins. Good enough for like around 4th in the East. And I think they can definitely, advance in the playoffs this year for sure.
Love it.
If there was ever a team to get excited for since the going to work Pistons, it's this one right here. Absolutely. I'm probably gonna have to go with Matty Fresh's win total there, 45-48. I just want to see them improve. That's all I care about pretty much.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I see us in third. I could possibly see us in second. I have kind of a hot take about the Knicks because they've gone through a lot of changes, and I don't think their new coach is gonna coach like Thibodeau did. And I'm curious to see what their basically undeveloped bench will do in the minutes that they get. I don't think that they're gonna have as strong as a season as last year. So I'm gonna say third or second. I think the Cavs are a beautiful team. It's hard to beat them, even though we did. But I would say that, and then I think I don't really have a record prediction, but home court advantage in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, the Cavs, even without Max Strus, I think just in the regular season, they're just like built to kind of just win and beat up on bad teams. But I'm with you. I'll give my prediction at the end. But Prince,
I love the Knicks this, and I hate the Knicks. And I feel like I underestimated Atlanta. I feel like I definitely said they weren't going to be good. Probably not going to beat us this year, being in Atlanta. But I think we're definitely number 3 for me. I don't think we're gonna be number 4, but rather number 3. I really don't see who could be above us. I do think the Knicks will be above us personally, but I hope not, because I would love to see a 2 seed. That would be crazy, but I would love to see a number 3. And I think if we really try, if we hopefully, please, please God, if we get Malik Beasley, I think we could definitely hit that 50 win mark. It's a stretch, but I definitely think we can do it. But being realistic, I think, yeah, I'm agreeing with Matty Fresh, and I think I'm going to go with 45, 48 wins. And yeah, I think we're going to be pretty great. And if anything, our goal is to at least get past the first round. If we can at least get to the Eastern Conference semifinal, I think that would be enough for our team as a team that's improving each year. But I definitely think our ceiling is probably Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Love it. I think that should be the goal too. Get through the first round. They almost did it last year. Devin, how are we feeling about the team?
I got a really hot take. I went through every single game this upcoming year, all 82. Saying if I thought it would be a win or a loss. I got 55-27 is our record. The East is wide open. Boston's not going to be a problem. Indiana's not going to be a problem. I agree with Sarah. I don't think that New York is going to be a problem. I think Orlando and Cleveland are going to be the only teams that could be better than us. But yeah, I got 55-27.
I love it. What a way to end. Love the positivity. Well, I'm going to go through some comments here to wrap it up, but I'll let all 5 of you go. Thank you so much for jumping on. That was heaps of fun. I think this is the biggest stream we've ever done in terms of people on the screen. So
Yeah.
I think we've all done well. We haven't really spoken over each other. So no, amazing answers and appreciate you all. So thank you so much for jumping on, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate
Together
mate.
all the time, all
guys.
the time together.
Go Pistons.
Catch ya.
Go Pistons.
Go Pistons.
Go Pistons.
Go Pistons.
All right, we're going to go through some of the chat here to wrap it up briefly. Appreciate you all in here. So my friend Zardoz, I'm so excited to, can we do this after each game this season? So you might be potentially a new subscriber, but last season after every game, pretty much, I want to say out of 70 of 82, I call them fan reacts, which is our post-game show. So we go live for an hour, sometimes even 2 hours, and bring up anyone who wants to join. We'll bring you up on the stage. So if you want to check those out, just go look in the live section of my YouTube channel. You'll see like all these fan reacts games after the playoffs. So have a look at those if you like, but we'll be definitely doing those this season. And like I said, if I can live stream after a game, we definitely do it. And we did plenty last season. They were a lot of fun. So I'd love to have you on, my friend. Camille says, I miss going to classes, sleep deprived because of this team. Season needs to start right away. I don't think it could be an exaggeration if I said I even miss watching our 28th straight L at 6 a.m. Yeah, your commitment, Camille, and my friends over that side of the world, like it's pretty incredible that you guys get up in the middle of the night to watch this team. Like obviously in Australia, we're very far away from the team, and the time zone still is tricky at times because it's normally on when people have work, but the games are in the middle of the day for us. So if you do have time to watch, it's not at a crazy time. So yeah, Camille, I appreciate your dedication as a fan and can't wait to get you up here one day when the time works, my friend. And Jar 19 Clip says Atlanta's off-season was low-key overrated. I agree with you. I think Atlanta got better, but I think people, especially like on social media, can see all the additions they added and get very excited. And it's like the shiny new toy syndrome where they just immediately put them ahead of the Pistons because they made more sexy moves. Like I think the Pistons could start this season really well. Like I have them going like 10-4, 11-3 in the first 14 games. And if they can get a lot of confidence from that and hold when the second half of the season gets stronger, like I'm with Devin, and I think Devin said he has the Pistons at 3rd in the East. Like I could see them finishing there for sure. So I agree with you, Jar. I think the Hawks are definitely better, but I think it's a little bit overrated. Devon, Knicks are trash. Sardos, Knicks are trash. RJ says here we have a deep playoff team. Now that Ivy is back, Pistons are just going to throw and take the East by storm. Are going to grow and take the East by storm. Duran needs to find his defensive monster in him. I agree. I think the goal should be second round of the playoffs, but yeah, I think the team has all the talent. They've got the chemistry to win like 50 games. I really believe that, especially in the East that is a little bit all over the place from the midpoint down. So, and agree, JD needs to come out and hit the ground running like he did for the last few months of the season. That's definitely key. What else we got in here? ACG, keep it up. Love some of the off-season chat about the Pistons. Appreciate you, AC, my friend. Think that's going to do it. Appreciate everyone in the chat. And yeah, we do these streams with the subscribers every Friday. So the subscribers are from my Instagram page. They pay, I think it's $1.99 Australian per month. We just have like a group chat over on Instagram. We host this stream where subscribers come up and can share their thoughts. So that's who Devin, Prince, Sarah, Maddie, and Zave, they're all from the Pistons Jack subscription over on Instagram. So if you want to join that, check it out. We've got about 20, 25 people in there. The group chat's always popping off. And yeah, it's just a place for people from around the world to join. We have Tom Herr in there, some fans from all over the world. So if you want to check that out, DM me or just, yes, Camille, they're not from Twitter, but they do have Twitter, but we're from over on Instagram. So, yeah, appreciate everyone joining, especially this time of the year where sometimes the news and around the team can be a little bit dry, but we always have fun here. But that's going to do it. We'll be back next Friday. But until then, as always, go Pistons.